Suno Hey Rasik John. It should. Nahi pare Krishna Jagate Guru Krishna Vancha Kalpataru Navika Seva Paravare Krishna Chike Sakaka Vavaroganasite Krishna Bahir Mukha Jane Premamrita Vitarane Kramilaya Nija Antapura Karma Bhanda Jnana Bhanda Abhishemana Bhanda Ta Krishna Karuna Gara Pada Padma Madhu Diya Andha Bhava Guchiya Charane Karena Nukara Vairi Margarata Jane Swadhinata Rana Dane Raga Marge Koranu Pravesha Raghava Savati Ayai Parakiya Baba Shaye Love Jiva Krishna Prema Vaisa Premamrita Varidharam Sarapanarata Tara Krishna Tadera Bandupati Se Sava Braja Jana Sukaya Naniketana Dinahina Vinodera Gati Seno Heraka Jana Krishna Guna Gana Nana Ananta Kahite Nahi Pare Krishna Jagatira Guru Krishna Vancha Kalpaturu Navika Se Bhavara Pare Krishna He 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 Thanks, G.
You didn't do it, but that's ridiculous. It's already got a rip.
I know. So nice.
Can't get away from
We also
it.
have to go backwards a little bit, back to Vaishnav, because I want to see
It's all good.
at the end, Sunyachi Sanamika.
Sometimes I think like there is no backwards because Guru and Vaishnava are also like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's true.
Worshipful deity.
yeah, and they're there, you know.
I go back now. We can sit here.
Huh?
Yes, just wait.
Okay. Listen. Listen. Oh, those who relish nectarian mellows.
Sorry, I don't think that
Oh, wait, the relish here? What page is this?
128.
128.
Suno He Rasik Jan. Listen, O those who relish nectarian mellows. The transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna are innumerable. Even Lord Ananta, who has millions of hoods and mouths, cannot describe them all. Krishna is the spiritual master of the entire universe. He is a wish-fulfilling desire tree, and he is the navigator, guiding us across the ocean of material existence. For those whose hearts are ill, Krishna is the doctor. He is expert at destroying the disease of material existence. By distributing the nectar of prem to all those who are averse to him, he gradually takes them to his own confidential realm. Human beings are blinded by their absorption in the bindings of karma and gyan, but Krishna, who is an ocean of mercy, removes their blindness by granting them the honey of his lotus feet. In this way, he makes them servants of those lotus feet. By granting the jewel of independence to those following Vaidhi Marg, the path of regulative principles, he allows them to enter Rag Marg, the path of spontaneous loving attachment. Being controlled by such attachment and taking shelter of Parakya Bhav, Paramir love, the jiva attains ecstatic love for Krishna. Such devotees are always engaged in drinking from the stream of the nectar of prema, for Krishna is their friend and master. These residents of Braj, who are abodes of auspiciousness, are the refuge of the poor and fallen Bhaktivinoda. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
Hey, Bhajaniya, which one do you want to sing?
Well, we can sing a lot and then go back. Did you guys sing Shri Krishna Padma?
No.
Because it's looking at that and singing Aji Sadhu.
Okay. You want to do, what do you want to do?
Yeah, that's good. So you said today's Lokanatha song? Yeah. Wow. Shri Lokanatha Goswami ki jai. Shri Radha Gokulananda Ju ki jai. Shri Guru Charana Padama Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Savadana Mate Bando. It's like Nitai Padakam last time I bought it. Jahara Prashadeva E Baba Toriya Jai Prasadeva Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Te Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Te Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chite Te Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Arana Kori Ho Mane Yasha Shri Guru Charan Rati Aise Utama Gati Je prasade pure sarvayasho pure sarvayasho arana kariho mane asha kariho mane asha चक्षुदाना दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से ओ चक्षुदाना दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते अविद्या विनाश ओ प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते तेरे गाय जहरा चरिता Jahara Charita Vede Gai Jahara Charita Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokana Lokera Jivana Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pada Chaya Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pada Chaya Ha Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pada Chaya Tue Pade Loino Sharana Tue Pade Loino Sharana Ebe Gyasa Gushuk Tribhuvana Ha Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pada Chaya Tue Pade Loino Sharana Gurudeva Patita Pavana Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Guru Devi Jaya Guru Devi Guru Devi Jaya Guru Devi Transcendental. I think we were singing, I was singing a little bit something different than what you were playing, but it was spacious. Suni.
I want to do this. She's gonna do the Vaishnav one, but there's this one I cut off. Page 122. Hari Hari Kabe Mora Hoibe Sudina Bajibo Shri Radha Krishna Hoya Premadina Hari Hari Kabe Mora Hoibe Sudina Bajibo Shri Radha Krishna Hari Hari Kave Mora Hoive Sudina Ojivo Shri Radha Krishna Hoya Premadina Hari Hari Kave Mora Kave Mora Sudina Ojivo Shri Radha Suyanche Marsiya Gaivo Sumadhuratana Anande Korivo Duhar Rupa Gunagana Suyanche Marsiya Gaivo Sumadhuratana Anande Korivo Duhar Radhika Govinda Boli Kandivo Ucha Sware Vojibe Sakala Anga Nayane Ranire Radhika Govinda Boli Kandivo Ucha Sware Vojibe Sakalanga Nayane Ranire Evara Karuna Kara Rupa Sanatana Raghunatha Dasa Mora Shri Jiva Jivana Evara Karuna Kara Rupa Sanatana Raghunatha Dasa Mora Shri Jiva Jivana Evara Karuna Karo Lalita Vishaka Sakya Bhave Shri Ram Suva Adi Saka Evara Karuna Karo Lalita Vishaka Sakya Bhave Shri Rama Subalari Saka Sabe Mili Karo Doya Puruk Mora Asha Prarthana Karo Yeshara Narottama Rasa Sabe milikaro daya Poruk moreya sa Prarthana karo ye sada Narotamada Hari Hari Kave Mora Hoive Sudina Vajivo Shri Radha Krishna Hoya Premadina Hari Hari Kave Mora Hoive Sudina Jiva Shri Radha Krishna Madina Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Radhika Govinda Radhika Govinda Radhe Jaya Radhika Govinda Radhika Govinda Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Oh Hari, when will that auspicious day be mine when I will serve Shri Shri Radha Krishna being controlled by prema? Accompanied by musical instruments, I will sing sweet melodies. In great bliss, I shall perform songs that glorify the form and qualities of the divine couple. While singing Radhika Govinda, I will weep loudly, and my entire body will become soaked by the tears from my eyes. O Shri Rupa Goswami and Shri Sanatan Goswami, O Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, O Shri Jiva Goswami, my life and soul, be merciful to me now. O Lalita and Vishaka, O Sridam, Subal, and other friends in Sakyabhav, be merciful to me now. All of you together, please be merciful, and let my desires be fulfilled. Narottam Das constantly prays in this way. Srila Narottam Das Thakur ki jai. Okay, anyone like us sing one for Radharani maybe? Yeah, we did, but we can do more. Till Vasanti's back.
My favorite one, I wasn't allowed to sing it in Rupanatha because
Why?
it's too high.
Well, here you can.
Okay, can I sing one?
Yeah, yeah.
Page 108. I tried to sing this one time in Rupanatha and they said, what are you doing? Satako ti gopi madhavamana Satako ti gopi madhavamana Rakite narilo kori jatana Satako ti gopi mana Rakite narilo kori jatana Venugite dake radhikana Venugite Venugite dake radhikana Venugite dake Esho esho radhe dakaye shyam. Esho esho radhe dakaye shyam. Esho esho radhe dakaye shyam. Tangiya Shri Rasha Mandala Tabe. Radha ane shane chalaye jabe. Bangiya Shri Rasha Radha ane shane chalaye jabe. Adhika diya radhe raki hodana. Adhika diya radhe raki prana. Adhika diya radhe raki ho prana. Raka ho prana. Bole khadaye khana no kha. Boliya kadaye kananaka. Nirana kanane radere dori. Nirana Nirjana kanane radhare dori. Nirjana Miliya parana judaya hari. Nirjana karane radhare dori. Judaya hari. Bole tu bina kahara rasha. Bole tu Bole tu bina kahara rasha. Tu lagi mora vraja javasha. Tu lagi mora vara javasha. Eheno radhika charana tale. Bakati binoda kadiya bole. Eheno radhika tale. Bakati binod kadiya bole. Tu agana mujhe amare gani. Tu agana mujhe amare gani. Kinkari kari arako apani. Kinkari kariya rako apani. Radha hai, 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 Radha hai. Krishna hai, 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 Krishna hai. English. Sure. Definitely. Well, that's not very good. Yes, he's nice bhakta.
He's nice, really.
Everything he does quickly. Millions of lovely cowherd damsels are unable to keep Madhav's attention, despite their great endeavor to do so. The flute song calls the name of Radhika. Come here, Radhe, petitions Shyam. When he goes in search of Sri Radha, the rasa dance comes to a halt, exclaiming, "Oh Radha, please save my life by giving me your darshan." Kana weeps in the forest. Embracing Sri Radha and reconciling with her in a secluded grove, Sri Hari revives his life and he says, "Without you, what is the question of performing Ras? Only because of you do I live in Braj." Weeping at the lotus feet of this Radhika, Bhakti Vinod says, "Count me among your personal associates and keep me as your maidservant." Wow. Rasalila Ki. No, we were waiting for you. They didn't allow anybody to sing this bhajan in Rup Sanatan. Once I tried to sing it and they said, "Hey, no. Too high."
51.
Suniyachi sadhu mukhe bole sarvajan. Bole sarvajan. Shri Rupa Kripaya Mile Yugala Charan. Charan. Ha Prabhu Sanatana Gora Parivar. Sabe mili vancha purna karaho ama. Shirupera kripa jeno ama pratio. Se para shraya jara se ma shraya. Prabhu Lokanatha kabe sange loya jabe. Shirupera pada padme more samapibe. Enoki hoibe mora Narmasaki gane. Anugata naro tame koribe shashane. Tane suniyachi sadhu mukhe bole sarvajan. Shirupa kripaya mile yugala charan. Charan. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Hey Vaishnav Thakur, Hey Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, oh Hey Vaishnav Thakur. I have heard from the lips of the sadhus, all of them contend, that by Sri Rupa's mercy, one can attain the lotus feet of the divine couple. O Sanatan Prabhu, O personal associates of Gauranga, together, all of you, please fulfill my desires. May the mercy of Sri Rupa fall upon me. Whomever takes shelter of Sri Rupa's lotus feet is a great personality. When will my master, Sri Lokanatha Goswami, take me with him and offer me at Sri Rupa's lotus feet? Will such a destiny ever be mine, that through their instructions, the Narma Sakis make Narottam their faithful follower? Narottam Das Thakur ki jai. Goswami ki jai. That's it.
Jaga?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ali bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare bol. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Alibo, 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 Nitai Gora Alibo, Nitai Gora Alibo, 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 Nitai Gora Alibo, Nitai Go Premanande. Jai.
Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Nama Yang Pravajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Payano Virahaka Taruva Juhava Putre Ditanmayataya Taruvo Venedos Tang Sarva Buddha Hridayam Unimanatosmi Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Chiptasya Karmadi Tarangamadi Kripa Maitam Sharanam Prapadyam Vinde Namaste Charanaravindam Tavaivasmi Tavaivasmi Tajivami Tam Bina Divigyaya Radhe Tam Naimam Charanantike Kripaya Dirat Shishabada Kemaparavashishtam Pusti Mayadi Yorme Yadi Vadati Chakincha Smera Sovilasi Varamani Pantya Mukti Suktya Tadakim Shama Sundara Sekanda Shekhar Smera Samurali Manohar Radhika Rasikamam Kripandite Swapriya Charana Kinkari Karo Prananatha Vishabhanu Nandini Kabjara Salola Sarpada Radhika Tam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhar Parthaye Brajamahendra Nandan Astu Mohan Tavati Balaba Janma Janmani Madhiswari Priya. If Sri Radha is merciful to me, then unlimited obstacles to my devotion will be removed. There will be nothing superior to me for me to obtain, because I will have received the excellence offered by the paths of both Vaidhi and Rag. And if she speaks something while smiling gently, revealing the brilliance of the rows of her beautiful pearl-like teeth, then what significance will the oyster of liberation have? O Shamasundar, O you whose head is adorned with peacock feathers, whose face is graced with a smiling, laughing smile, whose murli flute enchants the minds, and who are most expert in relishing ras with Srimati Radhika. O ocean of mercy, please make me a kinkari maidservant at the feet of your beloved. You are the Lord of the life of the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and you are like a bee, always eager to taste the nectar of her lotus face. O Rasikendra Shekhar, foremost of those who are Rasik, who are situated at the feet of Srimati Radhika, I worship you. O son of the king of Braj, O all-pervading one, O Mohan, who enchants the minds of all, taking a piece of straw in my teeth, I pray that your supremely beloved Sri Radha be my dear worshipful goddess, birth after birth. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our grandfather Guru Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates and to all the assembled devotees and the assembled devotees. Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. Today is the auspicious disappearance day of Srila Lokanatha Goswami, and although it's just his disappearance day, oh, did we sing Jayani Lo Premadana? Okay, we can do that at the end. It is the disappearance day, right? I think we have the calendar right there. Okay. Because he's like one soul and two bodies with his intimate associate Bhugarba Goswami, Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj decided to put them together in one description. What happens when we glorify them on their appearance and disappearance days is that they're just waiting to give extra special mercy, to take away all obstacles and give all auspiciousness. And if we neglect doing that, then the opposite effect happens. So we're lucky that we're in the temple, and then all we have to do is roll in to the glorification. We don't have to separately remember. Of course, we get extra benefit if we do. So first, Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, as many of you already know, whatever he writes, he substantiates by some quote from scripture. So he's quoting now from Gora Ganadesha Deepika. Lokanatha Goswami was known as Leela Manjari in Krishna Leela. He's considered to be Mahaprabhu's direct disciple and associate. Before he came to Navadvip, he lived in Takori in Jaisur district of the present-day Bangladesh. Interesting how they were all appeared in, around the same area. Prior to that, he resided in Kanchra Pada. We've never heard of half of these places, but it doesn't matter. We get benefit by hearing them because they're in relation, the places are in relation to the personality that we're glorifying today. His father's name was Padmanabha Chakravarti, and his mother was Sita Devi. Then, to substantiate that, he quotes from the Bhakti Ratnakara by Srila Narahari Chakravarti. This Bhakti Ratnakara is a book about the glorification and parikrama party of these associates of Mahaprabhu. So Bhugarba Goswami was his closest friend. And Bhugarba Goswami was Prema Manjari. In Krishna Leela. So we have Leela Manjari and Prema Manjari. Sorry. And Bhugarba Goswami was also Lokanatha Goswami's paternal uncle. A lot of times we find that they're related to each other. Then there's a quote, obviously. He's quoting from the Sadhan Deepika. And it said there that Bhugarva was Lokanath's uncle. So the quote says, I offer my reverence to the illustrious Bhugarva Prabhu, who was born, it is said, from the bowels of the earth. He bestows love of Krishna. He takes pleasure in the service of Govinda Dev. He's compassionate, simple, and always joyful. His initiating guru is Gadadhar Pandit of the Panchatattva. So therefore he's considered to be a member of Gadadhar Prabhu's branch of the Chaitanya tree, which means that, of course, that he's a gopi in Krishna Lila. Now this next section, Srila Maharaj explains how they both went to Vrindavan. Lokanatha Goswami renounced the householder ashram and came to meet Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. Mahaprabhu immediately told him to go live in Vrindavan, saying to him that it was his own intention to take sannyas very shortly and go there himself. Lokanath started to cry when he imagined the Lord with his beautiful curls shaved off. And he was just, another reason he was crying, because he was thinking of the distress that the devotees would feel after his departure from Navadvip. When the Lord saw Lokanath's anxiety, he embraced him and consoled him with various spiritual instructions. And so at that time, Lokanath completely surrendered to him. When Bhugarba saw how unhappy Lokanath was, he decided to accompany him to Vrindavan. The two companions walked through various jungles and villages and towns. The whole place, you know how far it is from Navadvip to Vrindavan, thousands of miles? So they walked that whole way. Though he had come to Vrindavan on Mahaprabhu's order, Lokanath constantly felt intense separation from the Lord and shed copious tears in his desire to see him again. That's the price. Prabhupada said you have to learn the small price of crying 24 hours in order to get the Lord's association. When he received the news that Mahaprabhu had taken sannyas and gone to Puri from there to the south, that is Navadvip, Puri, south. Lokanath hurried to South India, and was that hurried, on the feet, in order to join him. When he arrived in the south, he heard that Mahaprabhu was no longer there. Phew, it's not like an email or something. Like yesterday, there was some things that were split-second timing yesterday that made amazing things happen. But if it wasn't for the modern phones and WhatsApps, it wouldn't have been possible. So here they walked 1,000 miles to get here, and then they found out that Mahaprabhu wasn't there anymore. So he heard that he wasn't there anymore, but he had gone to Vrindavan. Lokanath then immediately set off for Vrindavan, hoping to see the Lord there. But by that time he arrived, oh no, he heard that the Lord had left Vrindavan and went to Prayag. So what happened? He went from Navadvip to Puri to South India to Vrindavan, to Prayag, and he kept missing him. How can you know ahead of time? Unless you're walking there and you meet someone coming back. Disappointed, but still determined to see the Lord, he decided to set off once more for Prayag. This time, Mahaprabhu appeared to him in a dream and told him to stop moving around and just stay in Vrindavan and perform his bhajan. Not long afterwards, Rup, Sanatan, Gopal Bhatta, and other associates of the Lord started coming to live there. So now he kept getting more and more high-class association. And now he became very happy. When Rupa was getting old, Rupa Goswami, he found it difficult to walk all the way to Govardhan to take darshan of Gopal. Out of his intense desire, Gopal came to stay at the house of Vitaleshwara in Mathura, apparently out of fear of the Muslim iconoclast, but actually to show his mercy to Rupa Goswami. The deity stayed there for a month, during which time Rupa came for his darshan, along with Lokanatha and other Gaudiya Vaishnavas. I know sometimes it gets tedious, you're hearing so many names and so many cities, but if we just keep listening, then one day it will open up to its reality. The extent to which Bhugarbha Goswami was dear to Lokanath is described in the Bhakti Ratnakara. Lokanath's affection for Bhugara was well known everywhere. They had different bodies, but in spirit they were one. Lokanath Goswami worshipped Radha and Krishna in deep separation. Is that how we worship? When we worship? Nah, the girl line isn't straight, I don't know. Does that match actually? Maybe there was too much sandalwood in the water. Thus, he forbade Krishnadas Kaviraj to write anything about him. He was so against his name, like me. Make sure I'm on Facebook, make sure I'm on Instagram, and did you get the other person's Facebook? But he made Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami promise that if you want my blessings, don't put my name in your book. What book? Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was actually afraid of fame. Did you get that, Vasanti? No, are you serious? No, are you serious about what you heard me say? I said he was so afraid of fame that he told Krishnadas Kaviraj, if you want my blessings, don't put my name. But then how do we know about him? Huh? So how did he get famous then? Did they say that? Did Gurudev say that? Oh, okay. So, he said you could put my name, but that's it. Sanatana Goswami also mentioned his name in the Mangalacharana of the Hari Bhakti Vilas, as well as his own Vaishnava Toshini commentary in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which states, I pay obeisances to Kashishwara Lokanath and Krishnadas who have taken shelter of Govinda's lotus feet, and to whom residence in Vrindavan is very near. So how does we know about him? We can see all the books that Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj quotes here. One important one is, there's Gauraganadesha Deepika, which tells who he is in Krishna Lila. And then there's Bhakti Ratnakar, which gives his pastimes as well. And there are a few other books as well, Sadhana Devika and others. So now we're going to find out how he found the deity Radhavanod. Yeah, we'll find out that in a minute. Lokanatha Goswami constantly traveled throughout Braj, ecstatically visiting the various holy places where Krishna had engaged in his pastimes. And what happens, of course, when these people go? The pastime becomes like a flood, a waterfall flood, and enters their hearts, and it just opens up like, imagine that you're watching a movie that's inside you, like virtual reality or something. And wherever you turn, there's the pastime. Excuse me. Once he went to Kadirvan. Then he visited Kishore Kund near the village of Umrao by Chatravan. He was so impressed by the beauty of the site that he stayed there for some time to do his bhajan in isolation. See, they didn't want to just got me. Did you take my photo? Did you take it from that angle too? Did you see me doing my bhajan? And then when I do the kirtan, it's like it's my most ecstatic kirtan. Because I'm being videoed. All right, so he was so impressed by the beauty of the site, he just wanted to be alone there and do his bhajan and have all the pastimes revealed to him. After being absorbed in Nam Bhajan for some time, he developed a deep desire to worship Radha and Krishna in their deity forms. The Lord knows the desires of his devotees and feels himself obliged to fulfill them. He thus came personally to give Lokanatha a deity, telling him before disappearing that his name was Radhavanod. That is, he appeared in a vision, told him who he was, and then disappeared. Lokanatha's first reaction was astonishment at seeing the deity. Then he became filled with an anxiety at the thought that the Lord himself had just come and gone. But Radhavanod cast his sweet glance on Lokanatha and said to him, I've been living here in this village of Umrao. Whose village is that? Huh? I think it's, Lalita's village. Of Umrao on the banks of the Kishore Kund. Tungavidya? Uchagam. Okay. Can you check? No, it is Uchagam, but something reminds me as well of Lalita. Well, we're going to check. I saw your eagerness to serve me, and so came here on my own. Who else but me could have brought me to you? Now I'm very hungry, so quickly prepare something for me to eat. When Lokanath heard these words, tears began to flow from his eyes. He quickly started cooking for Radhavanod and then made an offering that the deity ate with great satisfaction. Lokanath then made Radhavanod a bed of flowers, upon which he placed him. It doesn't exactly say, though, how. Like, did he just see the deity in front of him? It seems like that. Or did he find him in Kishore Kund? I know that's what I heard. That's what we heard. But now it says on the banks of Kishore Kund. So if you could check Brajmandal Purikrama book. Then he made him a bed of flowers, upon which he placed him, fanned him. Now when I fan, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. But when he fanned him, it's like he's feeling that he's too hot and he needs to be fanned. He fanned him with branches, like whatever you have, use. And joyfully massaged his feet. He didn't feel marble feet. He felt feet, Satchidananda feet. Can't imagine. That's what our desire is in serving the deity. That one day he'll turn into who he is, and we can see him. And joyfully massaged his feet. Thenceforward, he devoted himself to Radha Vinod in body, mind, and soul. Which ways did he serve him? Huh? Yeah, body, mind, and soul, but like what did he do? Fanned him with branches, massaged his feet, put him on a bed of flowers, fed him, ate, cooked for him and fed him. Huh? Appeared from the Kund, that was our impression. And what about Umrao? Oh, right, Queen, Lalita. Yeah. Wait, can you take the mic? Because it's very interesting. We want everybody to know about it. Okay.
Lalita became angry and said, "Who is that person who dares to claim authority over Radhika's kingdom? We will retaliate against him." Saying thus, she seated Radhika on a beautiful throne and pronounced her to be the undisputed queen, Rava. Chitrasaki held an umbrella over Radhika's head, and Vishaka fanned her with a chamra. Lalita sat on Radhika's left as her minister of state. One Saki offered her betel nuts, and the remaining Sakis acted as subjects. Sitting on her throne, Radhika ordered the Sakis, "Go and defeat the person who desires to usurp my kingdom. Bind him and bring him before me." Receiving the order of their Rava, thousands and thousands of Sakis with flower sticks in their hands left for battle. When Arjuna, Lavanga, Bringa, Kokil, Subal, and Madhumangal saw them approaching, they fled in all directions. One clever Saki, however, caught Madhumangal, bound him with a flower garland, and brought him to the lotus feet of the Rava. Some gopis slapped Madhumangal's cheeks a few times and said, "What audacity you have to try to unlawfully seize the authority of the kingdom from our Rava. We will punish you right now." Madhumangal bowed his head like a defeated general. "That is only befitting," he said. "We concede defeat, but please hand down such a punishment that my stomach will be filled." Maharani Radhika started to laugh and said, "This is just some gluttonous Brahmin. Release him." The Sakis filled his stomach with ladus and let him go. Madhumangal returned to Chhatrapati Maharajji Krishna, and pretending to cry, gave him a detailed report of his humiliating detention. Hearing this, Krishna, together with Madhumangal and the Sakas, invaded Umrao. When Srimati Radhika saw her Pran Balaba Shri Krishna, she became quite embarrassed and quickly tried to take off her royal dress. But the Sakis, laughing, would not let her do so. Madhamangal seated Chhatrapati Shri Krishna on Umrava Radhika's right side. They both made a treaty in which Krishna accepted Radhika's sovereignty. Madhamangal folded his hands before Srimati Radhika and said, "The kingdom of Krishna's body is now under your rule. You can take whatever you desire from him." Participating in this pastime filled the Sakis and Sakas with bliss.
Okay, so,
There was one more paragraph.
all right.
This village is named Umrao after this Umrava Leela and is also known as Radha Stali or Radha's place. Purnamasi later enthroned Radhika here as Brajeshri, the queen of Raj. There's also Kishori Kund here, where Sri Lokanatha Goswami performed bhajan. The worshipful deities of Lokanatha Goswami, Sri Radha Vinod, who appeared from this kund, are now worshipped in Jaipur.
Okay, good, thank you. So as she read, a whole village would be named after a particular pastime. From Umrava became Umrao. All right. Lokanath wondered where he would keep his deity, as he was constantly wandering through the land of Braj. Finally, he decided to make a large bag, which he made into Radha Vinod's temple. Wearing the bag around his neck, he was able to keep his worshipful deity close to his heart, like a necklace. When they saw the affectionate relationship between Lokanath and his Lord, the people of Braj were attracted to him and asked if they could build a house for him and Radha Vinod. For him, Lokanath and Radha Vinod. But Lokanath refused. His spirit of renunciation was so strong, whereas we are looking for a big house for Radharaman Bihari. His spirit of renunciation was so strong that he declined to accept anything but what he absolutely needed for the deity's service. This next section tells about how Srila Narottam Das Thakur, so famous acharya and songwriter, kirtan writer, became his disciple, his only disciple, because he had refused, "I'll never take a disciple." So after spending some time in Kishore Kund, Lokanath came to Vrindavan. He learned that Rupa and Sanatan had ended their pastimes in this world and lamented their departure in great sadness. At around this time, Narottam, who was the son of King Krishnananda Dutt of Gopalpur in Rajasi, now in Bangladesh, came to Vrindavan and met him there. Who told him to go and take shelter of Lokanath? What acharya told him to go? Jiva Goswami. You know that. Because he was under the tutelage of Jiva Goswami. Him, Narottam, Srinivas, and Shamasundar. They were all learning scriptures from Jiva Goswami. But Jiva Goswami said, "No, I won't accept you. There's a senior to me, so go and take shelter of him." So Narottam Das was so surrendered to Jiva Goswami that he became mad after becoming the disciple of Lokanath Goswami. Now isn't that amazing? He told me to, so I'm giving my heart. And he really gave his heart. There's interesting pastimes about that. Many years earlier, when Mahaprabhu was traveling through Bengal, he cried in ecstasy after telling Nityananda to go to Puri. This took place at the spot on the banks of the Padmavati River that is now known as Prematali. In fact, Mahaprabhu was storing his divine love there for Narottam Das's benefit. Years later, when Narottam took his bath in the river of Prematali, at Prematali, the name of the river is Padmavati. He was immediately overcome with prema and was inspired to cut off all family ties and go to Vrindavan. Upon his arrival in Braj, he met Rupa, Sanatan, and Lokanatha. He received Lokanath's special mercy, for he became his one and only disciple. Lokanatha was extremely renounced and had made a vow not to accept any disciple. But Narottam made a vow to take initiation from no one other than Lokanatha. Why? Because Jiva told him to. And so he repeatedly asked him, and when he refused, you're a prince. You don't need to take initiation from me. In order to win his favors, he went in the middle of the night where Lokanath would pass stool, and he cleaned that all very beautifully and fragrant with fragrance, and also swept the roads, that the road there from his bhajan kutir was very soft. And he would see that for a few nights, and then he was wondering, of course, who did that. So he went out in the middle, he stayed there, he hid. And then when Narottam went to clean, he grabbed him, and Narottam started crying. Who are you? He said, I'm just your fallen disciple. And then, whereas he previously had rejected him as a disciple because he's so big and prince, and plus he wasn't accepting disciples, this time he accepted him. Stand. Everybody knows the mantra now. And so then he gave him the mantras. This is a perfect example of how one can win over the worshipable deity through honest and selfless service. Even though he was a big prince, he cleaned the place of stool and urine of the personality he wanted as a guru. He said, why did you do this? Because I want your mercy. Lokanatha and Narottam engaged in this pastime to show the value of selfless and sincere service. He wanted to show that example to the whole world, and especially to the people of northern Bengal. Lokanath was a very renounced Vaishnava, but he saw in Narottam someone who not only had a cultured background, but an enthusiasm to taste for dealing with people. As a result, he asked him to go back home to his homeland and preach Krishna consciousness. But it wasn't as simple as that. Because what happened was there was a cultivator, a farming cultivator, and it was the middle of summer and he was thirsty, and he asked Lokanatha Goswami for some water. And Lokanath was in internal consciousness, so he didn't even hear him. He just kept chanting. But then he went to Narottam, and he asked him for water, and Narottam wasn't fully in internal consciousness, so he got up, gave him the water, came back, started chanting again. So when Narottam heard, when Lokanath Goswami, fly, run. When Lokanath Goswami understood from his trance what had happened, he called for Narottam and said, you're not qualified to stay here in Vrindavan. You're not qualified to stay with me. Go back home. And you can give in charity to the people since you'd like to give in charity. I see you gave water to the farmer because you think that service to the farmer is more important than service to Radha and Krishna. You don't realize that when you're chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, you're serving Radha and Krishna. So you just got up like they weren't even there. Nitya, you doing all right? Okay. So that's what happened with that. And so he said, so leave. And Narada was crying, no, no, please don't send me away. But he sent him away anyway. And instead of, as Gurudev would say, sending out an internet, big massive internet reel or announcement, this guru was bogus. Don't go to this guru. Rather, he went and all over, he spread the glories of his Gurudev. And one of the songs that kirtans that he wrote is Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma, which our Srila Prabhupada made so famous all over the world through the daily chanting of that kirtan. So Narottam went on to manifest his own glories in preaching and kirtan and manifesting the Panchatattva right there in front of hundreds of thousands of devotees, and then having them disappear when he stopped singing, when they all stopped singing. Okay, so Lokanatha Goswami ki jai ho. All right, just 1 second. His samadhi tomb is found at Radhakulananda temple mandir in Vrindavan. There's a few samadhi tombs. One is Lokanath, one is Narottam. I forget who the other one is. This one, Chakrabarti Thakur. And then his deity, Radha Vinod, continues to be served in that same temple. What temple? Radha Gokulananda. Good. There's another prarthana by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Actually, he wrote one prarthana just about his Gurudev, Srila Lokanatha Das Goswami. And one verse is, after suffering much sadness, O Lord, you brought me to Braj, pulling me by the rope of your mercy you had tied around my neck. Maya and fate forced me back into the well of material existence by cutting loose the rope of your mercy. Now that's what we're afraid of, isn't it? So many fears people have, especially in this day and age with wars and all that. But this is Narottam's fear. Maya and fate forced me back into the well of material existence by cutting loose of the rope of mercy. So the whole thing is to grab on to the rope of mercy of Sri Guru. I was just hearing yesterday, Gurudev was saying, if you don't take full shelter and follow the instructions and mood of Sri Guru, how is Guru going to give you Krishna? That's where you get Krishna from. Not, I will, by my services, I will attain Krishna, but he's given by Sri Guru. Okay, Gaur Premanandi Hari Shri Lokanatha Das Goswami ki jai, Shri Bhugarbha Goswami ki jai, Shri Narottam Das Thakur ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. summertime in Miami, and Raga was putting on one of those heavy blankets on Radha Raman Bihariji for the nighttime. And so I was doubting that. And so we asked Madhav Maharaj, and he said, if it's cool at night, then you can put on a cotton chadar or a silk chadar, nothing heavy. But in normal nights, you don't need anything. And then the other one was, what was the other one? Oh yeah, somebody passed through here, a sannyasi passed through here several months ago and said we shouldn't be offering bogas, Mangalartik sweets before Mangalartik but after. So we changed to that. And then we asked Sripad Madhav Maharaj, what did Gurudev say about it? And he said, in all these years, Gurudev showed us that before Mangal Artik, you offer a sweet like, what was that? Yeah, just a sweet. And then after Mangal Artik, you bathe them and do the worship of the deities. And then you make another offering, and that we do like for breakfast. And then we asked about, because we had just been reading the Hari Bhakti Vilas, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, but there were things that didn't seem like that part of the book, at least, was written for us, because we already don't eat meat during Kartik, so why do we have to read don't eat meat? And Maharaj said, don't eat meat means don't eat foods that are very, very high in protein, like that bean that's mentioned there. If you eat this bean, you go to hell. Some other name, but like that. He said, so you'll go crazy if you try to read Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas on your own.
Prajapati was totally against soybeans.
Huh?
Prajapati, the one who was staying here, he would not eat anything with soybeans. Yeah, any soya chunks, soy sauce, miso, he wouldn't eat anything with soybeans. He said, oh, it's too high in protein.
And then I have to go.